All right. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome to Locker Room Sports Extra. I'm your host, Big Matt here. We're going to cover some high school football tonight, Thursday night show, and there's some Thursday night games tonight, so we're going to talk about them. And you know what? It seems like every Friday that I've been out, Rockmart game, storm, flooded, got soaked, wound up over the Oxford Moody game, over an hour lightning delay. I mean, it went for like weeks, guys. I mean, around here in this north part of Alabama, we went for weeks with no rain. And I was like, every Friday, it seems like it's raining. I don't know what in the world's going on, but hey, look, man, good Lord says we need rain, then we need rain, and we do need rain. But tomorrow, I think we'll be okay up here in the northern probably parts of Alabama, but anything from Calhoun County and below, Cherokee County is going to Adiana. They may be wet. They may be at least a wet quarter or so. So anyway, thank you guys for stopping by and hanging out with me here. It's the Locker Room Sports Extra. Find me. You can see the little tag under there at Big Matt 1977. Follow me over there on Twitter. Thank you guys for coming by. Podcast listeners, we appreciate all you. Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio. Just Google Locker Room Sports Talk and you can find us anywhere. So tonight, I'm just here and, they're warming up right now. These are not like every game. Of course, I picked through some of the games and some of the interesting games that are interesting to me here. And, hey, add yours in the comments. And, Cody, what's up, brother? Add some games in the comments that you're excited to see. Tell us who your favorite team is. Give them a big shout-out to where you're watching from and your favorite high school team around there in the area. So, 2A, Region 4, Lannett's going to be hosting Lochapoka tonight. 4A Region 3, Booker T. Washington is at Talladega tonight because it's going to be wet down there tomorrow night for sure. And then there's a 6A game to be interesting game, Region 8, Woodland and Minor. I think that'll be a really interesting game in 6A. Now, let's start out here. We'll start from 1A, and we'll work our way up through 4. And I do have some 5, 6, 7A games, a few. There's some undefeated teams right now, okay? Now, this is third game here coming up for a lot of schools. So there's some 2-0 teams out there. And what's very interesting is tomorrow and some tonight, these are region games. So, I mean, these games it's going to count. So, guys are doing their walkthroughs and everything today. What's up, Mitchell? Yes, I do. I've been over to went by Gilsville today and Senior Boy and talked to them a little bit, and they both share a lot of similarities, I think, Mitchell. They're going to run the football, and Coach Hammond, he's going to run the football. I respect both coaches a lot, and I hope for a great game. I hope, all the players come out injury-free. And, hey, look, man, Coach Knapp's got them moving and rocking and rolling right now, and all they got to do, it sounds cliche, just go over and play all 4 quarters. And Coach Hammond's guys, Valley Head, they're going to play all 4 quarters. Aaron McKenzie, shout out, Aaron will be there on the sidelines keeping up with that, bringing you updates over at Valley Head Gilsville game. So keep an eye on the Locker Room Notes page. Go over and join that page. Yes, I do think it's going to be a good game. It's a very, very important game, especially for that 1A region up here. It's a really important game, both undefeated teams. Now, Friday, we'll talk about 1A first. Lynn is at Brilliant. This is Region 5 stuff. I really like that game. Lynn's they're always good. Brilliant's had a great team for, many years. Styles of football and how they're going to match up tomorrow, it's going to be at Brilliant. I like this game. Last week, Lynn had lost to Hackleburg 33-13, and Brilliant beat Shoals Christian 56-6. So, can Lynn bounce back? Is this going to be their week to get back on track? It's an important game for them. Summerton Christian will be at Pickens County. Now, Pickens County come off a loss 46-0, which is that's not usual, okay, for Pickens County to – they just usually win a lot, okay? If you're from up here in this part of the state, well, if you're from the South and you're 1A, you see Pickens County in state championship games in 1A a lot. They've won 1A North a lot. a whole lot. So can they bounce back from Tuscaloosa Academy team? They're really good. We knew this probably a year or two ago. Remember Starkey telling me about them. Hey, here's a team coming around. Keep eye on these guys. So keep eye on that game. I think it'll be interesting. Something Christian beat Belgreen 49-18 last week. So Pickens County's hosting. They're coming off a loss. I think it's a recipe for success for Pickens County. They're going to bounce back and get this thing firing on all cylinders again. I'm sure they will. They got a fantastic coach. However, we'll be at South Lamar. That's a long time game. Those two teams have been playing for a long time. However, we'll beat Unity Charter 36-8, and then South Lamar had lost to Fayette County 57-8, which there's no shame in that. I mean, Fayette County's got a big football squad. They got a good team. Still rattling on through here on 1A Region 8 games. Interesting again. Wadley, undefeated, will be at undefeated Fayetteville. Now, Fayetteville beat last week, had beat this Billingsley, and Wadley beat Horseshoe Bend 62-15. If you're not familiar with Wilkes yet, running back extraordinaire at Wadley, then I'd suggest to spend, spend 30 seconds, type in Wadley, go in there, check on the roster, and click on him, and it'll go through his stats and stuff. I got to see him play last year. Cedar Bluff went there and played him. Me and Marcus went to the game. He's an athlete. He's got offers from all over the place. Donahoe had beat Raglan last week to get back in track here, 38-19, and Pleasant Valley lost to Spring Garden 34-12. So Donahoe's going to host Pleasant Valley. I think that'll be a good game. I really do. Again, that's 1A Region 6. I look forward to seeing the score of that game later. Region 7, Shoals Christian is going to be at Addison, and Addison had beat Decatur Heritage last week 36-20. And we'll give the Shoals Christian score while we go in another region. Region 8, 1A, Galesville. Just talked about this. 2-0. The Fighting Naps from Galesville, Alabama is going to travel up on the mountain tomorrow night. I'm excited for both teams. This game, it really means something for both communities. Both great communities. Both coaches familiar with the community. Coach Knapp had been up at Valley Head back some years ago. Valley Head beat Section last week 35-6. Gales will come off a big win over Asbury 58-6. So I'm really excited for this game. I am. I hope just don't want to see kids get hurt. And by the way, gosh darn, man, we've seen so many kids hurt, just knee injuries. I bet there's a kid at just about every school in the county really around here in the areas have had injuries. And I just hate it. I hate for kids because I know what they go through. I go over there in the summer and hang out with them, see them work out and try to support them and stuff, and I know some of them more than others. I was around them when we coached some of them, or maybe their brothers when they were younger, around here in the county. We got a lot of knee injuries, man. I hate that. Now, also Region 8, Spring Garden will be at Raglan. Usually they go up there and have been taking care of business when they make trips to Raglan. And we went up there maybe 2 years ago. I think me and Dean followed Spring Garden when Coach Howard was still there. Seemed like it may have been Raglan. It's their homecoming, maybe. Spring Gardens, they've been on top of that rival for a little bit of time now. Appalachian is going to host Locust Fork. Locust Fork is one of the hottest teams going right now. They're from the 3A region, and for Appalachian to host them, the Appalachian come off a win 20-6 over Cleveland, and Locust Fork, of course, they beat Ohatchee 58-42 in a game last weekend over on the Creek Bank, and I know we'll get to that. But Ohatchee will be at Piedmont tomorrow night, so Piedmont fans are looking forward to that. And I kind of think maybe rain again. It may stay dry. I think most of the game. Now, I'm not a weatherman. I've seen one on TV, so I try to play like I'm one. I do keep up with it. I think for most of the games up this way, Cherokee County and Northern, I think we're going to be okay. But guys, if you're Calhoun County and South, it may be a wet half. Now let's move on. 2A Region 4. We'll start Region 4. Lafayette is going to host Ranburne, and Reeltown is going to host Horseshoe Bend. Region 5, Lamar County 2-0, going to be hosting Greene County. I want to keep eye on them, this Greene County, to see kind of how things pair out. Now Tuscaloosa County is going to host Aliceville. That's Region 5, 2A. That Aliceville is. I've seen him in person twice. They have dudes. I mean, I remember doing pictures. They played at Spring Garden 1 year over here. And I thought, my goodness, man, their linebackers look like their corners, look like their linemen. I mean, they're just like all copied, cut out of stone. I mean, so they're going to have some athletes. I think that'll be an interesting game. Region 6, moving on here, 2-0. Cold Springs is going to host Susan Moore. Susan Moore is 0-2 right now. Southeastern will be at Coosa Christian. I've seen Southeastern play a few times, and they're in the region with Sandrock back up there, 2A stuff. They've always got like a quarterback and a receiver combination at Southeastern. And Coach does a good job. They call good plays, put their team in a good position to make plays. And that's what you do. You let your playmakers go out and make plays. So maybe they can hang on and fight and hang in there. Coosa Christian's got they got a good football team. Okay, they didn't lose a whole lot. And they almost won state last year. So they're going to be a tough team in that 2A region. Region 7, the Fighting Heaths are going to be traveling up Sandrock. They're going to go up to North Sand Mountain. North Sand Mountain's 2-0. They come off, they beat Ider last week 42-0, and Sandrock beat West End 14-8. So who's going to get locked back in? Your kids come in, win a game, you get some momentum. And the game being at North Sand Mountain, let me say that personally, and being a part of that rivalry, my son played at Cedar Bluff, and when we were 2A in that region of North Sand and 5, that's a hard place to go play. North Sand Mountain is hard to go play up there. Their guys are always ready. There's never no lackadaisicalness or fogginess tendencies to their players. They're ready to play football. I mean, when you show up there, they're ready to go. So Sandrock, Coach Heath and Bunch knows that, and I'm sure the guys will be ready. So good luck to them. Alec, hadn't talked to him this week. I know we knew that he kind of had a knee sprain, and he's played some limited time and against West End, So, but Gatlin and Bunch and Cam, I'm sure they're ready to go play, and good luck to them up there. Now, starting region play, also this region, another region game, Gaston Bulldogs will host Cedar Bluff. Now, I visited over there today for a little bit, talked to Coach Crane, and got to shoot the breeze a little bit with some of the guys, and they do have some injuries. Some of their key players, man. Yeah, it's hard. I'm trying to, I just hate that kids get hurt, especially this time of year. Especially seniors. Now, when you got key players in key positions, it makes it hard anyway. And Cedar Bluff playing this out of region play, playing Valley Head, and then playing Collinsville, two teams that are, favored to be first or second in that region, that they're in. It's going to be a tough travel for them, and they're ready. They got their plays put in, and Coach Crane is excited to get over there and start region play. They broke the field off with a message, hey, let's go win tomorrow night, and let's try to win this region. And it starts tomorrow night, and that's just the facts of the matter. So good luck to all of them. Region 8, Winston County 2-0 at 0-2 Tanner. Winston County beat Meek last week 36-6, and then Tanner lost to Colbert County 63-0. So we'll see if Tanner can host over there and get out of that offer against Winston County. And I know last year Winston County playoffs and where they were at, we kept up with them. And I think a lot of people bet against them last year some. And So I'm curious about how they come in here. All right, we'll move to Region 2 for 3A. This is another one of those big games. So I try to go through and find a lot of undefeated teams, a lot of teams that are 2-0 coming in here. Houston Academy is going to be at Montgomery Academy. Houston had beat Pike County 31-7. Montgomery Academy beat St. James 35-8. Now, St. James has not been – how long has it been, guys? It's just been a few years removed that, St. James goes down there and plays state championship game. Remember, play Piedmont. That's just been a few years ago. So for Montgomery Academy to take care of business 35-8, that's a big win for Montgomery. So they're going to be hosting Houston Academy. Region 6, big game over there. Mentioned earlier, Piedmont's going to host Ohatchee. Stopped by with Starkey other day on some visits, and had to visit with Coach Miller. And you can go over there and watch Bo's interview on Average Joe's with Coach Miller. He talks about getting ready for this game. Piedmont did get to win over Sachs. Coach Miller goes back and visits his old school there where he coached a lot at, and he said, it's got to be. It is somewhat emotional. It has to be. I mean, he spent so much time there. He knows all the kids. He knows parents, and so. But for them to go over and get a win, 34-13 is good. Ohatchee took the loss 58-42 against Locust Fork, which right now Locust Fork is just they're on a tear. Their coach talked about it. Ohatchee's coach how everybody knows about the quarterback and number 13 and number 3 and number 1. They got playmakers, so. They're going to have a good squad. Now, this region right here, 3A Region 7, Mars Hill is going to be at Colbert County. This is Mars Hill is Coach Higgins. It's just no secret. It's like they kind of just loom around. And if you don't just kind of do this, kind of do what we're doing, you kind of – I don't hear a lot of talk about Mars Hill. Guys – I don't know if they've lost just a couple of games in the past several years. I mean, when we first started this show, that high school season of 20, Spring Garden was on their tear, and we covered them a lot. And they're Luke and all those guys, and Cooper and Riley, them won a lot of our players of the week. Those years and the next year or so, they made these runs, and it goes through Mars Hill. So. They're still ripping and roaring around, so don't forget about Mars Hill. It's 3A Region 7. Now, that's when they were 2A. So don't forget about them. Also in that region, Elkmont's going to be at Lauderdale County. They're both 1-1. Elkmont won over Lexington 49-12, and then Lauderdale County lost to Central Florence, a close one, 36-34. Now, the game everybody's talking about, and 5 Red Devils – we're going to travel down the mountain sort of a little bit, take a little happy trail over there and kind of run west to the Fighting Willinghams at Collinsville Panthers and their new scoreboard. Have y'all seen those pictures? I think I shared it yesterday. Happy for them, man. Collinsville's – I grew up over there in that area. My grandmother owned the Dairy King down there in town back in the 80s. And, I remember the school over there back in the day. Always prideful in their program, especially football. Tough. Man, good Lord, it's tough. I remember playing over there like even 7th or 8th grade. God, man, you just get beat up. I'm glad for them in the town to – I know it sounds just silly, but just to get a scoreboard to highlight all the time that the coaches has put in, Teddy and Coach Willingham, and the times they put in there. And I know it's just a scoreboard and it sounds funny, but I think it's really cool for them to get highlighted for something because they don't always get a lot of attention. And they've been rocking and rolling, man, see, we played them over here. They come to Cedar Bluff in 2019 maybe that year. Man, they were good. So they've been rocking for several years. Okay, this is not new for them just to have a good football team. And they had some times before they've been good. So nobody's probably picking Collinsville to win this game. But I'm telling you, and Coach Benefield knows too, the game is played on the grass. It's not played on paper. And the game's sure not played by the talking mouse like me feeding them rat poison. I think this is going to be a fantastic game. And people will say, well, Logan may not be playing and whatnot. And Coach Willingham's going to prepare whether he's played or not, the same as Coach B would do, if Collins was playing throughout. This is probably, some may say, like a region championship style game. We may get a little rain the first of the game, and will the rain favor Fife? It may. The rain may favor them a little bit. The last big rain game I went to was at Fife. They played Piedmont over that night in the downpour. Good Lord of mercy, man. Thanksgiving weekend, God, what a mess it was over there. I mean, it rained. And it made a difference in the game. So Region 8, that's a good region too, man. It really is. Sylvania's in that area there. Shout out Coach Nelson over there. He's going to be bringing the Holly Pond. And they got the win over Hansel 74-36 in Sylvania. This is their first game. So Coach Little, shout out Coach Little over at Sylvania. And but I'll be at Collinsville 5 game. I think it's going to be it's going to be a good game, man. You got 2 old school coaches that know each other well, and they both know what they're going to do. I mean, it's like the kids could walk to the line and say, what they're running. They know. I mean, they've played each other. The kids know each other. I look for a throwdown. I think it's going to be a good atmosphere for Friday night. So if you don't have a game to go to, because all our games here in the area I've been going through, all our games here, they're all going to be out of county. So if you're looking for somewhere to go, shoot, man, right up Collinsville. 4A Region 1, I got to mention some of them to keep ears on the ground for South Alabama, and Powerhouse Sports will be on after I get off here. And Andrew and guys, they'll be on there picking some of their games. And they're going to probably do more 5, 6, 7A ball. And I'm going to mention some of them, but, around here it's 1 through 4 up here in the north is kind of what we do. Because we just don't have, a lot of big 7A schools are south of here. You know what I mean? Like big schools. We don't have a lot of huge schools up here in this area. So 4A Region 1, Jackson's going to be Escambia County. Now, Jackson beat Demopolis last week 42-20, and Escambia County got a win over Monroe County 33-8. That's a big win. But both of those wins are good wins. So you got teams coming off of wins. I look for this game to be keep a check on this game, because I will Friday night. I'll try to stay on the score stream and share the score. Hi, you stop by and seen Coach Rob with Bo over here at Hoax Bluff. They're going to be at Etowah. Hoax Bluff, they got to win over Southside 21-13, and Etowah lost to Jacksonville the week before 43-33. And, you can watch the interview. I shared it over on the page. Coach Rob talking about playing Etowah and the history of the game, and from way back in the day. I mean, the players know each other. They know what this game means. Like, you don't even have to. Some games you can fire kids up, but sometimes, man, kids know. And I promise you, the kids at Hoax Bluff already know. Coach Rob and Coach Sexton and group out there, Brad and them, they know what game this is. Okay. And this is not, Hoax Bluff 3A over there in that region with Piedmont like it had been for a while. This is a region game. Okay. We're locking in the region play now. Okay. Remember Hoax Bluff and Etowah, White Plains, Aniana, Cherokee County, Alexandria, Anniston. That's a region again. The region that I remember when I was a young teen, 10, 11, 12, 13, when my uncle and aunt moved back up here to Cherokee County, I'd go stay over here in the summer at Center. And, we'd play basketball down at the elementary school. And so we hung out with a lot of the kids, from Center. And he went to school at Center, and I knew all of the players. And I remember hearing them talk about playing, the high school guys talk about playing these guys, some of the older guys. So I think it's really cool that they're all back in that region again. Now, Anniston's going to be at Asheville. Anniston did lose 6-8 to Beauregard, 5A Region 4. And they're in there with Sylacauga, Central Clay, and Elmore County. This is the team. I'm trying to lay that out. I shared that information to tell you that. Try to show you what Beauregard is. They're in 5A Region 4 with Sylacauga, Central Clay, and Elmore County. And Anniston lost by 2. That means they scored, probably went for 2 and didn't get it. You see what I'm saying? They lost 6-8. So, and everybody knows if you're up here in this area, Anniston always has. And Coach Rico, he's been coaching them up. He come in there after Coach White left, and he went to Mae Jemison. Is that right? I always think it's Mae Jemison. It's not. Anyway, Anniston's going to have a good football team, man. So that region right there we're talking about, Cherokee County, Aniana, and all that group, Anniston in there, White Plains, and things are getting fired up. Okay, this region play is starting here. Cherokee County's going to be at Aniana. Aniana lost to Locust Fort 2 weeks ago, 45-14. Cherokee County took care of business, 42-21 over Arab. A very physical, big 5A team. I mean, Arab and those guys up there. I mean, Scottsboro, and then you got on up a little bit. Gunnersville and stuff. Those are some big schools. They got some good football teams up there, 5 to 6A teams. So it's good to see Cherokee County, have a bounce back. They're ready to play, and you just prepare for the next game because the next game is the most important game because it's the next game. And Coach K let them know, hey, rinse due again this week. When you put in work and people want to take what you got, it ain't about them because we can only control what we can do. So we're just going to go control what we do, and we're going to be fast, and we're going to be physical, and that's how Cherokee County is going to roll in there. And I look for an electric game. Coach Kelly spoke about it when we went by there and visited him, how the atmosphere there is just – he says it's kind of like you're in this little lull spot, and it just carries, like the noise. And it's Cherokee County, their players, it's their decision to let this either become a party or make it a funeral. And the team on the road, you want to make it a funeral. You don't want the fans to get involved in the game, get fired up, and start cheering their team on. Okay? You want to try to stay ahead and control that crowd because you control the crowd. Okay? So I look for a good game going up there to Aniana. Cherokee County will be favored, I'm sure, by Massey and predictors. West Morgan's going to be at West Limestone. Guys, both these teams are 2-0 right now. I want to see how that game turns out. I wrote this down because I'm interested, and I had to write down Handley. They're playing Cleveland County, man. Those are 2 old school teams that's just been swinging on each other for, I don't know, somebody tell me how long, 20, 30 years, I guess. That's going to be a good game. I had to write that down. I had to mention that for because Handley, they're kind of like Mars Hill or something, I guess, a little like. And I mean that in aspects of talking. And Coach Strange probably don't mind. He probably don't want all the media talking about it. He likes probably to keep it quiet and just, playing around here, winning games, sneaking along. Handley's got a good football team, man. They've always been good. They've got athletes everywhere. We went there last year and watched Handley play Jacksonville. And I remember their number. I'm terrible with names. I just am. If I don't just know them or something and see them kind of regular, I forget. I think he was number 5, their linebacker, Handley. And if somebody knows, please shout out his name. I'd love to give him a shout out. He played linebacker, and I told Dean, I said, by watching kids, and I'm a good judge of talent, I said, I'd get that kid the ball. Man, he can play. Barry wasn't 3 plays later, put him in the backfield, wheel route, ran aside, dumped the ball, touchdown. So Handley's got good players. In Cleveland, they do too. So I had to write that game down. I think it's going to be a fantastic game. Now, we got just a few more games, 5, 6, 7A. Roll through them pretty quick in 30 minutes. Good. This is what I want to do. I don't want to stay down here real long. I just want to go through these games and give shout out to our guys here in the county and, let you write down some of these. If you go back and watch this, maybe later tonight or something, again, appreciate you for stopping by. Hit the thumbs up, man. While we're on Facebook, run the thumbs up. That's all you got to do. Just easy, go on your phone right now, just like I'm doing. Bam, bam. Just hit it about 3 or 4 times. Give some loves, put some hearts on there. I appreciate it. I spend a lot of time, about an hour or so, going through these notes. And subscribe to the channel. If you're watching on YouTube, I'll post this over on Twitter. Go over and follow me. Like I got the tag on there, at Big Matt 1977, 2 G's. And so I appreciate the follow and love on that. 5A, quick look here. Some big games. Gunnersville versus Brewer. It's going to be a good game. Catholic's going to be at Eufaula. Scottsboro versus Boaz. Both of these teams are 2-0. Some more 2-0 games, guys. Scottsboro and Boaz. That's going to be a good game. So if you're up there in the mountain listening, Scottsboro, Boaz, you got some good games to go to. And here's another one, too, we got to mention, because I've seen this team play, and I want to try to be a little bitty squeaky voice that I have up here in North Alabama. I got a shout out to Moody. They're going to host 2-0 Jacksonville. 0-2 Moody. Guys, I watched them play Oxford last week. They led in that game some. Moody's got a good football team. They're 0-2. I spoke to one of the parents over there. His son was, I think he played defense, like defense back or something. And you know, they're taking it. They know who they got and who they're playing. They played across state to go play Gainesville. If Joe and Georgia coach Niblett, they ain't nobody. Guys, ain't nobody. I mean, I ain't gonna say nobody couldn't beat them. Maybe like Thompson or somebody could probably run with them or something, you know. But that's a huge football team. And they come over here and play Oxford at Oxford. And Oxford Mims, man, he is a gangster. Dude, he runs that offense like a 7-star general. Not a 5, not a 6, but a 7-star general. He controls the game, and Coach Adams and they do a good job. So Moody being 0-2, don't let that fool you. I'm just saying, going in that game, and they're going to get to be at home, and Jacksonville Golden Eagles are going to come in. Jacksonville's 2-0. So they're going to be focused tomorrow to come in and play an 0-2 Moody team and think, well, they're 0-2, man. They're probably not that good. You got to see who they've played. I tell you, I think Moody's got a good football team. Now, 6A, Saraland's going to be at Gulf Shores. Oxford, just talking about them, they're going to be at Shades Valley. Also, Baker is at 4A, Jackson next week. That'll be interesting. And then this is 7A. Baker is 2-0. They're going to be at Davison. Baker is a team that's knocking around and that you don't see a whole lot. So I just want to write them down. Excuse me, let people pay attention. Okay. We'll continue on here for 7A, and then I got like 4 big-time national high school games that I think you should watch. Daphne at Marion Montgomery. Marion Montgomery right now is rocking and rolling and tagging. They got some football players. Guys, I watched them on a reel yesterday. They got athletes. They lost to Pace High School out of Florida. Mary Montgomery did. Now, you think, well, Matt, they've lost the game 14-17, but Pace High School in Florida, they got about 2,500 kids in the high school. 2,500. That's a huge school. Okay, talking about Mary Montgomery. And Daphne got a win over McGill-Tulane, which is always good. And they had a win over Pine Forest, Florida. They're also a 2,000 kid school. It's in Pensacola, Florida. It's a 4A school. So I laid that out to let you know this Daphne and Mary Montgomery, there's some big time players kicking around down there. Okay. There'll probably be some college guys down there at Mary Montgomery watching these teams play. Daphne, Mary Montgomery, high talent. These schools, they've been playing down there in the Panhandle. They're playing some of these teams around Pensacola area. And last, and we'll leave it this again, thank you for coming by and hanging out here on a Locker Room Extra. I do appreciate it, and show up all the love you can. Share it on your page. Let people know. Come over here on Thursday nights through the season. I'll be doing these, just going through some games of the week and talk about some games around here or just kind of everywhere. Good matchups. And here last, we'll finish with this. Now, Duncanville, Texas, where Keelan Russell, the quarterback commit that was going to SMU, which is close there for them. Well, Keelan the board at Bama said, hey, you know what, that boy's pretty good. Let's go over and offer him, see what happens. Well, Russell winds up going to Elite 11 and finishes as an MVP. Duncanville High School, it's in Texas. They will be at South Oak Cliff. They are a 5A, about 1,500 kids. That's going to be a big game. Bishop Gorman, 2-0 right now from Nevada. They will be at Mater D. Wow. Guys, they'll be Bishop Gorman at Mater D. There'll be 15 or 20 Division I kids on the field at once. I'm serious. 22 kids on the field, at least 12 of them they've got offers. I'm sure of it. And then 2-0, St. John Bosco from California will be at Sierra Canyon. Sierra Canyon is, so I don't know, that's Mallard Creek. Sierra Canyon is not a great big, huge school. Milton, Georgia, one of your top 5 national ranked high schools. They'll be at Blessed Trinity. They're a small school, about 1,000 kids. Blessed Trinity is like a prep school. It's like, I think I read, because I clicked on it and I'll go through stuff. I'll get in rabbit holes, guys, and I'll start reading about these schools and teams and how many kids they got. I think it's like a $20,000, $30,000 tuition. This Blessed Trinity will host Milton, Georgia. Milton's the top 5 high school team in the nation. And last year, Grayson is at Mauler Creek, North Carolina. So they're going to travel up there and play. Now check this out. Hang on now. Don't hang up. Just give me a second. Mallard Creek, North Carolina, where Grayson is headed to, and Grayson's got like 5,000 kids in the school. This place in North Carolina is a 3A/4A. It's called Queen City. They have about 2,200 kids in this school. From what I read, they divide up the part of the state to north and south. It's crazy how they do. It's interesting. Get over there and look in some of these top high schools in the nation. It's very interesting on that. Now, before we get off, let's go back to old Peanut Gallery here. Dakota, what do you think about Collinsville Fights coming up? Big region game. I think it's going to be a very interesting game. And I know that Coach Benefield will be prepared, no matter if Logan plays or not, because they have other football players that are excited to play. And they have a system up there that I have seen firsthand, up and close and personal, and from a distance as a parent of a player. And they are great at what they do. And Coach Willingham knows that, and him and Coach Beer, they've known each other for ever 100 years. And I think Collinsville's going to be ready. Being at Collinsville, it helps to be at home. Okay, it just does. Can anybody be beat? Yeah, sure. Anybody can lose a game on any given game day because the game is played on the grass, not from us talking heads or on stats. So if anybody's got a chance in that region, I think the Fighting Willinghams do. Ben Smith, what's up, son? Hillcrest Tuscaloosa might be able to beat Thompson this year. You're not the only person that's told me that, Ben. That's something that does. That's crossed across my board a time before too. I have heard that. Thank you for coming by. Good to see you. Bon, what is up, son? Haynes played at Blessed Trinity before he went to Buford. Oh, Justice Haynes, tailback at Alabama. Okay, good stuff, Bun. I know he knows all that stuff. He don't even have to try anymore. Where are you going this week? Oh, Bun's going to Piedmont. Yeah, they got OH coming. I don't know where their backup number 22 is very good and sort of close to Logan. Yeah. Somebody tell me. Is that Brody? Is Hicks 22? I can't remember. But look, Gibson and Five's got guys. They lost like 2 starters last year. Okay, so this team that just won 2A, another one, won 3A, come back down, won 2A, now they're back 3. A lot of those players that just won it, they're still there. They're still there. So there was a lot of good games around the area. And again, games of the nation. Look forward to Duncanville, Texas at South Oak Cliff. Bishop Gorman of Nevada's at Mater D. St. John Bosco Cal is at Sierra Canyon. Milton, Georgia is at Blessed Trinity, where Justin Haynes plays. He's at Alabama now, tailback. And then Grayson's going to be at Mallard Creek. How about that? So those are some of the games for the week. And Aaron, what's up, you old rascal? You going to have us live some clips and videos, and I know Aaron will be over there at Valleyhead tomorrow night. If you see Aaron over there, if he's wearing his old Matt and Todd shirt, holler at him. Tell him happy birthday. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know if it's his birthday, but Aaron, glad you came by, and good luck tomorrow to your Purple Tigers, and we'll be cheering for them, and we'll be cheering for the Purple Trojans too, the Fighting Naps sliding up the mountain. All the guys here in the area, guys, y'all have a safe trip, and I look forward to coming back here Sunday. We'll get my stats in here probably Saturday and Sunday morning, and seeing if all our local teams won. And, when they're not playing each other, it's one of those kind of weeks where, we can cheer for our county and hope that everybody comes back with a victory. And I love putting the scores on the bottom of the screen on that old rolling ticker down there, and it just says, Cherokee County wins this one here, and Sandrock wins that one. Spring Garden, Gold beat Raglan, and Cedar Bluff has beat Gaston. And Sandrock's going to travel up North Sand Mountain. They get the win. So good luck to everybody, and go play hard. Go play fast. Stay humble and stay hungry. And parents, don't get thrown out because we got to take it easy on the refs. A lot of these games are getting moved to Thursdays. Some this week's because of weather, especially these down south games. We don't have a lot of refs. Find Landon Law on Facebook. Find Thomas Krusick on Facebook. If you want to help, be a part of the solution, not the problem. Be about it. Walk it like you talk it. And if you want to help and go make a difference in a kid's life, high school refereeing is a great place to start. And they're going to pay you a little money, and you get to be right up on the action, and you may learn something too. You may learn something about yourself, and you may get to be a good representation of Christ out there and in front of a lot of young eyes that need to see something good in the world. So good luck to everybody in the county. Y'all be safe, and keep your heads clear and your hearts full of God, and we'll see you back here, Lord willing, Sunday night, 6 o'clock. Big Matt, Diamond Dean, he'll be right over there. And we'll break down Saturday's college games. Go back and watch the other show, man. Tuesday, we got Tennessee and North Carolina State. We got Texas going up to Michigan. Man, got some good games coming up. Come over Sunday and hang out. We'll go through them. All right, thank y'all. Appreciate you, and be careful tomorrow night. And everybody go win, man. Just go win.